Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to this Christmas Eve edition of Tyabji. I'm Michael Smith, the Vancouver Province political columnist. I'm filling in for Judy this week, who's on holidays. You know, last year at this time in Victoria and in Vancouver and many other parts of British Columbia, we were definitely having a white Christmas. In fact, it was too white for a lot of people's likings. This year, we definitely have a green Christmas, and that's our topic today on the program. We'll be talking about ways to have an environmentally friendly holiday season. We're going to be talking about ways, everything from ways to recycle your Christmas tree to environmentally friendly gift ideas and even some last-minute gift ideas if you're like me and you still have to do your Christmas shopping, as I'm going to do after the program today. So here's a little background on our topic today.
Every year we pour tons and tons of garbage into our landfills without even thinking about how many things we could reuse. And much of the stuff under your Christmas tree right now is headed for this place too. If we could reduce what we use, recycle what we can, and reuse things until they truly do wear out, there would be fewer things in the dump for the seagulls to pick over and a cleaner environment.
There is no such thing as waste. Really all that there is a lack of imagination to transform these things that we discard into something that's useful.
So think about these Christmas gifts. If not for this year, then for next year. Give cloth diapers to a new mom. Disposable diapers take up a lot of landfill space. Make or buy wooden toys. They last a long time and become family heirlooms. Or treat a friend to a clothesline or wooden drying rack, because electric clothes dryers eat up too much energy. And you could give an energy-saving shower head as a gift. Other gifts, an unbreakable and insulated coffee mug to cut down on the use of paper or styrofoam cups. Or how about a set of cloth grocery bags? They replace that tangled ball of plastic grocery bags that everybody collects in the kitchen. Beeswax candles are hot with the environmental crowd, or when in doubt, buy something that is used rather than new. One good rule of thumb is if your gifts are homemade, they are almost always more environmentally friendly than store-bought. Even the commonest of household items can be used.
I think we all use these, the toilet paper rolls. And I've got several quotes, but these ones all have, I've shed my sheets and I'm on a roll.
Think about making your own wrapping paper, so that way you don't have to go and buy rolls of it. I can't believe that people do buy rolls of it, but there's always wrapping paper that you've had from another gift.
And if imagination fails you entirely, you can always give someone a gift produced by an environmental group. Their publications are all on recycled paper, and they're a way to learn more about protecting the planet. The charm of this is, if it's too late for you to be good this Christmas, you can make it a New Year's resolution to do better next year.
So as you can see, there are plenty of ways to buy Christmas gifts without making a last-minute mad dash to the mall, and that'll be our topic today. When we return, I'll introduce you to our guest today, and we'll be taking your phone calls, of course, at this number. Please stay with us.
New Ultra Downy introduces Downy Care. You get more than fluffy softness. Now it helps keep clothes looking like new.
Keep the new look of it. That's the way you love it.
New Ultra Downy cares for bright cottons in the rinse cycle. Over time, it helps keep them looking more like new.
Keep the new look of it. Take the best care of it. Only Downy does it. Come on in.
And only Downy has the Ultra Downy ball. Toss it in for Downy's best fabric care ever. Downy Care.
You've always known how your touch can comfort your child. Clinical studies have recognized the positive effects of Vicks Vapor Rub for cold symptoms. We call it rub therapy. Combined with your loving touch, Vapor Rub can relieve cold symptoms while comforting your child. The warmth of your touch helps release medicated vapors which quickly relieve your child's nasal congestion and calm coughing from a cold. It also eases aching muscles. Vicks Vapor Rub puts the power to relieve in the palm of your hand.
Comfort and joy. The Power Smart and Renovation Specialists at Mac Renovations wish you a warm and Merry Christmas. All the best to you and yours in 1998. As you spend time this season with family and friends, the folks at Artray Film and Video wish you and yours prosperity and peace in the new year. Have a happy and safe holiday. All the staff of both Boston Pizza locations wish you and yours the warmest of the holiday season. They hope the new year brings you prosperity and a good appetite. Merry Christmas.
Hi, this is Daniel Clover from Remax Sports West, Victoria's top producing real estate company in its class. In my business, it's always important to look your best, and that's why I shop at Master Clothiers on the corner of Fort and Blanchard. Quality clothing at an affordable price. So if you're considering buying or selling a home, call me, Daniel Clover, at 592-1007. If you're looking for quality clothing at an affordable price, Master Clothiers, Fort and Blanchard.
Welcome back to Tyabji. Our topic today is how to have a green Christmas, and we mean by that an environmentally friendly Christmas. We're going to have some last-minute gift ideas for you and some hints on ways you can help improve the environment while having fun at Christmas time as well. So if you're not like me and you've got your Christmas shopping done already, pour yourself an eggnog and sit back and join us for the next hour as we discuss this very interesting topic. I think you might get some good ideas out of it as well. And I'd like to introduce my guests in the studio today. To my immediate left is Catherine Malloy. Hi, Catherine. Catherine is with the Gaia Project. Have I got that correct?
That's right.
It's a local environmental group, isn't it?
It is. We're a working group of the Sierra Club, but we also work in conjunction with the group in El Salvador, CESTA.
Right. And you're also involved with a group called the Car Share Co-op.
Yeah,
which
the
is real
Victoria
interesting.
Car Share Co-op.
Yeah, and I really want to hear a bit more about that. It's a very interesting idea. And we also have Lorenzo Mele of the Capital Regional District Waste and Recycling Department. Have I got that right?
That's
Lorenzo?
right, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to be giving us some ideas about great ways we can recycle and have an environmentally friendly Christmas
Exactly.
today.
Yeah. Cut down some of that waste.
Yeah, that's a good idea because we all know this is an important social issue today. And of course, we're going to be taking your phone calls, and it's New Year's Eve, so we got a bit of a loosey-goosey kind of program today. You know, if you want to phone in and just talk about some general ideas about how you have got some great ideas perhaps, on how you can have an environmentally friendly Christmas, perhaps we can talk about if you have any thoughts about that Christmas is becoming too commercial, perhaps, or it's getting a little bit too superficial, because a lot of the ideas we're going to be talking about today are ways that you can make somebody happy and make someone's day with not spending a lot of money, because a lot of the ideas we're talking about are not expensive. There are plenty of ways you can give presents, even last-minute gifts, which I'm a specialty at, and that don't cost a lot of money. Now, I must tell both of you right up front that I personally am a bit of a one-man ecological disaster when it comes to Christmas. Okay, total last minute. You know, I'm usually, right after the show, I'll be driving around looking for a parking spot up at the mall, burning off all kinds of fossil fuel and polluting the environment that way, because you know how tough it is to find a parking spot. And, you know, so you're going to have to educate me today on ways we can have an environmentally friendly Christmas. And Catherine, maybe I could start with you. Now, you've got a couple of suggestions right off the bat, right?
I do, actually. I say give it up. Don't go to the mall. Don't go to the mall.
Good idea, especially today.
So I just made up a couple of gift certificates. I have one have one here for my husband, and it says it's Christmas gift certificate, especially for Jeff Malloy, and it's a special date with the love of his life. And I sure as heck hope it's me that he's that is the love of his life. And so this is great. I will just roll this up and stick it in his stocking.
A special date.
Yeah, a special date. Now, that might mean that I cook dinner. My partner is actually the domestic god in our house, and so he does all that sort of stuff. So I made him another 1 week exempt from house cleaning.
Oh, well, now there's...
I sure hope he's not watching the show.
Yeah, right. Now, there's a gift any guy would love to get.
That's right. Now, for kids as well, because I'm a very busy person, I don't have as much time for my kids as I'd like, so I made them at one night exempt from dishes themselves. My kids have to do dishes. So, but I also gave them an opportunity to have a 12-hour period with me, exclusive time with me. They have to give me 48 hours notice, though, on this. So,
you want a little warning.
I want a little warning.
Yeah.
But I also would recommend, instead of going to the mall, it's probably best to take the bus right downtown and go to Pandora Street and go down to the Global Village store, which is right in the 500 block of Pandora. And they've got some beautiful handcrafted gifts from different co-ops where the money goes right back to the people who made them. So I have some samples here if you'd like.
Well, that's a great idea, and perhaps we'll get to those in just a sec, because, you know, that's something that maybe I'll try after the program today, because I'm generally the type of guy who goes to London Drugs and, you know, starts looking for the Old Spice gift pack or the After Eight mints, you know, the gift that gives itself, or the, you know, black magic chocolates or something like that. The gift that everyone's suspicious that, hey, you didn't put a lot of thought into this gift, it seems, you know. But some of these gifts that we're talking about seem like there are some thought behind it, right, Lorenzo? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that that's our goal. You know, Christmas is a time, the holiday season is a time when we're showing our love and appreciation of our family, friends, and planning is something that you need to do. Understanding what the person that you're going to be giving this gift to really would like. You know, everybody likes chocolates, most people do anyway, but some meaning behind the gifts. I think that that's really important, and when you start doing that, then you realize that you're having less of an impact on the environment too, because the things that people really want these days are not material things.
Right.
You know,
and let's face it,
time.
And Christmas time is a time, apparently, when there is a lot of pressure on say, landfill sites, which you're obviously very familiar with, because you talk about wrapping paper and that kind of thing. Tinsel, which probably takes about 10 million years to decompose,
right.
I would think. You've got some ideas on how to reduce that as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely right around, you know, after Christmas, we have a bulge of waste coming to the landfill. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
It goes up significantly. The idea is to try to cut back on the waste before you even start. And packaging is certainly something that always irks people. In my job, I hear that over and over again. Why is this thing overpackaged? Why is it overpackaged? So Christmas is a time when you don't want to contribute to that overpackaging. So buying gifts that don't even need packaging, hockey sticks, clay pots, things that don't even need packaging. And then, of course, you know, the standard comics.
There you go.
These exist already. These can be easily recycled. A lot of people use these.
Right.
You can make up your own wrapping paper of old paper bags.
Now, being a newspaper columnist, maybe people could find a use for my column at times at
Right.
Christmas time as well.
Exactly.
Maybe something very practical.
The thing that you want to avoid, and although this is a beautiful thing, and you know, the people that are making it, you know, think it's a great thing, it can't be recycled in our Blue Box program, and that's unfortunate. So these are the kinds of things that I would suggest that people avoid.
And what have you got there? That's obviously...
This is a roll of shiny wrapping paper, extremely shiny. It's got a foil coating. It can't be recycled.
That'll end up in the dump.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we want to avoid.
And what you want to avoid with this kind of material too is putting it in your fireplace. A lot of people put paper in their fireplace. The foil, the inks, just that really, really hot burn sometimes is really a real problem in fireplaces. So don't burn your paper. Buy paper that can be recycled and put it in your Blue Box.
Okay, great idea. Well, we've already got some people on the phone line, so perhaps we'll take a call at this point, and we'll speak to Billy on Main Island.
Hi.
Merry Christmas, Billy.
And Merry Christmas to you, too.
Great.
My mom grew up during the Depression, and so we were taught by her recycling as a sort of economic measure. And we save all the bows and use them in subsequent years. We save any tin and really good cardboard packaging for use in other things. And I found that the fancy bags that the liquor stores use nowadays can be used in wrapping paper.
Right, they're reusable, sure. Yeah, great idea. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Okay,
Bye.
Billy. Well, I mean, there's someone who's thinking ahead and has some ideas and has a family tradition of recycling and using environmentally friendly practices in wrapping their gifts. Now, Catherine, you were going to tell us give us some examples of.
Well, I can. I have this doesn't come in any wrapping. This is a beautiful doll, actually, that was made in. It's a Nepali craft, so it was made in Nepal, and it's all the money that comes from that's spent on this doll goes back to the people that make it. So the Global Village store down on Pandora is run entirely by volunteers, 100%, and is completely non-profit. So this is a lovely alternative doll, and
it's very nice.
We have another one from Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
This retails in the Global Village store for $18.50 too, which is quite reasonable. This beautiful doll is $10, and a lovely ethnic doll. Again, all the money goes back to the group that made it. And there's some nice toys here. This is a puzzle. Mm-hmm. We see lots of these, but this particular one is made by youth, and the money goes back for the training and employment of Sri Lankan youth, so which is fantastic.
Got some unfortunate packaging on that one, it appears.
Yeah, this is unfortunate that
Never
it has
mind that,
plastic.
folks. Never mind.
Hold the puzzles together.
But obviously, these are gifts that are helping out some developing countries and some poor people in
That's
developing
exactly
countries.
right.
As well.
Yeah, this other beautiful box is from El Salvador, and again, the monies go back to the people in those countries.
Very nice.
These are all available at the Global Village store.
Very nice.
Value added to their lumber as well, instead of exporting.
Yeah,
it,
we could take
in
some
a raw
lessons from that
form.
here in BC. Actually.
Yeah.
Definitely. The Gaia Project is certainly learning a lot from the experience in El Salvador.
Right. And I know a lot of a lot of communities there are stores like this where you can get these type of products. I know Bridgehead is a chain of stores that specializes in these projects as well.
Yeah,
I believe.
Bridgehead is a type of coffee too that's socially responsible coffee, where it's cooperative, that they pick the coffee and the money goes back to them again, and it's also organic, so it's not been sprayed with anything. And in Victoria there are 3 stores. There's the 10,000 Villages on Oak Bay Avenue, which is run by the Mennonite Central Committee. And then there's the Global Connections, which is up on Fernwood, and it's part of Oxfam and Bridgehead Coffee. So
Great. Those are some wonderful ideas. We're just going to head to a break right now, and when we come back, we're going to discuss some more ideas. And we also have a Christmas tree here in the studio that's been decorated completely with recycled metal. And you want to check that out because it's quite remarkable what they've been able to do with it. So stay with us, and we'll be right back after this.
Tyabji is brought to you in part by Metro Lexus Toyota, leaders in customer satisfaction.
Did you get a new vehicle for Christmas? Then get one now during Glen Oak Ford's 60-hour sale and get 1.9% financing on Whoa, Ford Motor Company has just announced 0% interest for trucks and vans. 0% interest on trucks and vans. Right, Remy? Right.
Ooh, here's a cheesy moment you might want to miss. And here's one you don't. Take nachos, peppers, grated mozzarella. Cover the nachos with cheese. Sprinkle on the peppers. And heat until the cheese is melted. That's so cheesy. Ooh, it's scary. This cheesy moment is just a reminder. When you've got cheese, you've got choice.
Hi, this is Daniel Clover from Remax Ports West, Victoria's top producing real estate company in its class. In my business, it's always important to look your best, and that's why I shop at Master Clothiers on the corner of Fort and Blanchard. Quality clothing at an affordable price. So if you're considering buying or selling a home, call me, Daniel Clover, at 592-1007. If you're looking for quality clothing at an affordable price, Master Clothiers, Fort and Blanchard.
My New Year's resolution, our best Boxing Day ever.
The Boxing Day clear-out at Hastings Frigidaire Appliance Store means great savings on the world's best-selling appliances.
You've had your turkey, now let's talk turkey.
Save money now on Frigidaire. One-onlys, floor models, scratch and dents are all priced to clear out.
We want to stay Canada's #1 Frigidaire store. We have to sell appliances.
There's only a short time for Boxing Day clear-out values at Hastings Frigidaire Appliance Store, 2100 Douglas Street.
Make your resolution. Come on down. The 60-hour sale is on right now here at Glen Oak Ford. Get 1.9%. Whoa, Ford Motor Company has just announced 0% interest for trucks and vans. 0% interest on trucks and vans. That's a good deal. Right, Remy? Right.
Welcome back to Tyabji, the New Year Christmas Eve edition, and we're talking about a green Christmas. That's an environmentally friendly Christmas with our guests Catherine Malloy and Lorenzo Mele. And Lorenzo, we were talking a little bit about a Christmas tree that you were kind enough to bring in today, and it's been decorated completely with recycled metal.
Scrap metal.
Scrap metal.
Scrap metal, exactly.
Okay, you want to tell us a little bit about that? It looks great.
Yeah, it is a interesting idea, no doubt about it. This is the second year that we've entered a tree into the BC Children's Hospital Festival of Trees at the Empress Hotel in Victoria, and so our theme was scrap metal. This is the tree from our office. We decorated one each year, and keeping with the theme, scrap metal. The scrap metal comes from Regent Recycling here in Victoria. We just went into their scrap metal bin. Some of the bike parts, you'll see some of the cogs from the rear hub of a wheel. They come from a local bike shop as well, Bicyclicity. And you know, there's no such thing as garbage. There's just a lack of imagination. I mean, and this tree really does it for us. We're getting great response from the tree that's at the Empress Hotel as well. And yeah, it's a fun thing. And each year, you know, we have a theme on how we're going to do the tree. Last year, we used materials that were from discarded materials, and we crafted them up ourselves into ornaments. This year, we just hung the scrap metal, tied things, and twisted
it's great.
things.
I wouldn't notice. I didn't notice immediately what exactly was on there, but you take a closer look, and you do see the sprockets from a bike and that kind of thing. And that's a cool idea.
Wire and yeah, there's all kinds of fun
That is
things.
very imaginative. I'm not sure I've got that much imagination myself, but maybe it'll inspire some of our viewers.
Sure.
We invite our viewers, by the way, to call in and talk to us today a little bit about ways you can have an environmentally friendly Christmas, or maybe even some ideas on how to have a frugal Christmas, or ways you can save money at Christmas time, or last-minute gift ideas. And so please feel free to do that and call in and talk to our guests. We also want to tell you a little bit about ways you can recycle. We have, if you have a natural a Christmas tree, a lot of people buy real Christmas trees. And I guess there's a bit of a debate going on about, is that an environmentally friendly thing to do? Because a lot of us are traditional, we want a real tree in our homes. And it's just something that's very much part of a family get-together. And then other people say, I wouldn't want to cut down a real tree.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on that?
That's a
kind of a dicey one, isn't
That's
it?
a difficult sort of topic to wade into. I don't even think we have the resources or the time to really get into it. I think what's important, though, is to choose something that's going to make your holiday season special. There's no point in compromising what their traditional values are. There's no doubt about it. The thing about it, though, is that there are alternatives. There's no doubt about it in terms of the cut tree. So you can use a green plant in your home, a large Benjamina or Norfolk pine, that can be decorated.
Okay, well, we'll probably get into those examples, but first I want to tell people a little bit about how you can recycle your Christmas tree if you do choose to have a real one. Now, if you have a real Christmas tree, you should look into ways to recycle it, because it can be ground up into compost. And here's just a few of the places you can do that in Greater Victoria. On January 3rd and 4th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., you can take your tree to the Hillside Shopping Center at the Fort and Fowl Bay parking lot, to Save on Foods at the Tillicum Mall, the University Heights Shopping Center, or the Broadmead Village Shopping Center. And if you live up the peninsula, you can drop your tree at the Keating Crossroad across from the Municipal Yard on January 3rd, 4th, and 10th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. In Sydney, on January 3rd only, from 10 until 4, at the Sydney Iroquois Park at Lochside and Ocean. Now, all of these locations will sell the mulched trees with proceeds going to the Lions Club to help children with disabilities. There you go, you're helping out somebody as well as doing something good for the environment. And there are opportunities in most communities to have your tree recycled in this manner. So you should check your local newspaper, is what we're telling people to do. And obviously, that makes a lot of sense to do something like that. Catherine, do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree, but I guess I have a question for Lorenzo. I mean, what happens if you don't have a vehicle? Those people that, I mean, I did manage to get my tree from Thrifty's in the shopping cart home, but what about if you want to take it to one of those locations and you don't have a vehicle?
Okay. I'm not totally familiar in terms of how they're going to organize it, but I know each year there are people that are providing a service in terms of going to pick the tree up. So again, check your local papers. Even call the BC Lion Society, and they can put you in touch with somebody with a pickup truck that's doing that pickup and delivery to the chipping site.
Yeah, it is a really good idea to do that.
Absolutely.
Let's talk to Karen in Victoria. Hello, Karen. Thanks for waiting.
Hi. Up until now, I've been buying my wrapping paper, and looking under my tree, I'm feeling really guilty after watching this show.
Oh, no. That wasn't our intention.
If it's not metallic or shiny, can it be recycled if it's just a regular wrapping paper?
Well, that's a good question.
Yes, absolutely. It can be recycled in your blue box as mixed paper. That's our category as mixed paper.
The other thing is, Karen, is if you get everybody to take their time to open it, not only does it add that element of suspense and pleasure, but you could probably have some paper that's good to use again.
Okay, let's speak to Amy in Richmond now. Hello, Amy.
Hello.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, and you. I just want to say this is a great idea, the show that you guys are putting on today. And it was something that I've been talking with a friend of mine about, that Jesus is really the reason for the season and for the gifts, and it's a good idea to save our planet and recycle, and it's just great, and good on you for doing that.
Well, it gets down to the real reasons behind Christmas and the real spirit behind it as well, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
And do you practice recycling and environmentally friendly practices in your home at Christmas time?
Yes, I do.
Do you got any ideas?
Well, what I was thinking is that the dollar store is a great place to buy gifts. I got lots of coloring books and other neat things for my daughter, and you get a lot of things for a little money. And also my daycare provider made a really cute little angel out of a toilet paper roll and cotton balls and old paper plates. So it's just great, the kind of things that you can come up with from recyclable materials.
And the thought, obviously, that goes into it is very special.
Oh,
to people,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, and she also made a little picture frame out of colored popsicle sticks and buttons glued on. It's really cute.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's a very nice idea. Thanks for calling in today, Ann.
Thank you guys for having the show. It's a great idea, and save money at Christmas.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, don't go crazy.
No, we'll try not to. Now, I personally tend to go crazy. I've never been one to sit around and make things out of toilet paper rolls and stuff myself. I'm more like a desperate kind of last-minute shopper, typical guy, right? Out on December 24th, every single December 24th, circling the parking lot looking for a parking spot. When we come back, we're going to further discuss great ways you can have an environmentally friendly Christmas, and with more of your phone calls, so stay with us.
Starfrit, where new ideas are born, presents the 1-liter size pickle jar. Look at all it does. Stores and serves your food in the same container, holds the entire contents of a large jar, and keeps food fresher longer. Check these value-added features. A screw-on airtight lid with knobs for easy opening and closing. There's also the handy 400 milliliter size. Starfrit, why settle for less?
No interest for 48 months. Now, own a new Transport, Safari, or GMC pickup and pay no interest for 48 months. It's true. Dave Wheaton, Pontiac, and General Motors bring you 0% financing for 4 years. Plus, get 2.9% financing for 48 months on most other 97 and 98 models. No interest for 48 months. No interest for 48 months on Transport, Safaris, and GMC pickups. Incredible sale price and General Motors financing mean huge savings. Now at Dave Wheaton, Pontiac, Buick, GMC, Victoria.
All the staff of both Boston Pizza locations wish you and yours the warmest of the holiday season. They hope the new year brings you prosperity and a good appetite. Merry Christmas. Gordy Dodd and the folks at Dodd's Furniture appreciate your patronage over the past year. They trust you will have a safe holiday and a bountiful new year. Season's greetings. Luggy and the rug cleaning experts at Lug-A-Rug wish you and your family a terrific Christmas. Enjoy your time with family and friends in the season of giving. Have a happy holiday.
1 year ago, you lived it. Now you can own The Storm of the Century. Backed by popular demand, your VHS copy is now available at these locations for just $19.96 plus taxes. It makes a great gift, and Check TV will donate $5 from every sale to community emergency funds. Pick up your copy today of The Storm of the Century, or call 383-2435 and relive those 10 days in December of 1996. Few of us will ever forget.
Hi, welcome back to Tyabji. I'm Michael Smith of the Vancouver Province newspaper. I'm filling in for Judy, who's having a nice Christmas break. And today we're talking about a green Christmas, ways you can have an environmentally friendly Christmas. And we're also taking your phone calls today. You know, a lot of the things we've been talking about today involve ways you can actually save money, because we're talking about environmentally friendly gift ideas, but generally speaking, they're also cheaper ideas. So a lot of people are interested in that because people want to cut down on the commercialism that surrounds Christmas. So if our callers have any ideas, do you think Christmas is too commercial? A lot of people do. Maybe some people go overboard. Maybe I tend to go a little overboard at Christmas time myself. But why don't you give us a call and we can throw that log on the Christmas fire, as they say. We're talking about last-minute gift ideas, and I could use a couple myself because I'm in a pretty desperate situation. Right after the show, I'm up to the mall. Right. So we were talking on the break about some last-minute ideas, right?
Well, Catherine's suggestions here on the gifts of your time, are excellent ones. They're real easy. Also, tickets to sporting events or the theater, those are real easy things to get at the last minute. As well, maybe you have things in your own home that are yours that you don't use anymore, articles of clothing or sports equipment. Those can be given to somebody sort of last minute. The idea is that if it's something that they can use and that they want and they need, then they're going to be happy.
Now, Lorenzo, I was very interested in this particular voucher, which you showed me on the break. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that. And this is a very unique idea. I've never seen this one before.
Okay. This voucher idea comes to us from the Media Foundation. They're the people that put out Adbusters magazine in Vancouver. And it's a Christmas gift exemption voucher. This certifies that
fill the name in.
Fill the name in. Mike Smith is exempt from the exchange of gifts with Lorenzo Mele by order of the Buy Nothing Committee, and then your signature and date. And this is an easy way to avoid getting something for somebody that you just feel obligated, or sometimes people say, don't buy me something, don't buy me something. This is a great way to put it in writing.
Yeah, and you're sort of sending a message that you're avoiding the commercialism at Christmas. And you also get away without looking too cheap.
That's right, yeah.
So
you put some thought into it.
You kill two birds with one stone.
So you make sure you take a few, though.
I'm going to take a few. This might come in handy, actually, later.
Yeah, you could photocopy them if you like.
Yeah, just massively photocopy these. Line 6 is Dennis in Chilliwack.
Good morning.
Hi, Dennis.
Hi. Quick question here. Everybody has to heat their house during the winter. What's the best way to heat it environmentally?
Boy, natural gas?
Well, we have a 2,000 square foot house and we heat with wood.
Great.
Strictly,
Terrific.
and we're on 20 acres. Is that environmentally okay?
Do you heat the whole house?
Yep.
And but you're probably not occupying the whole house while
Yes,
you're
we
there.
are.
Well, how many people are you?
There's 5 in the house.
Okay. So my recommendation is that you only heat the rooms that you're in, first of all.
Well, that's all we do is the living area, the bedrooms have water beds in them, and that keeps the bedrooms warm.
Right. And where do you get your wood from?
Off our 20 acres.
Well, I mean, everyone at Christmas time likes to have a nice roaring fire.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like this gentleman has a really sustainable way to heat his home, to provide energy for that heat. I'm sure that his home is very well insulated as well, so they're getting the maximum sort of benefit out of the wood that they're burning. And then if the wood's coming from his own wood lot, then certainly the incentive there is to create it, to manage it in a way that it is going to be sustainable, so they'll have wood for many, many more years to come. Right.
Okay.
Yes, all we do is burn the garbage trees.
Right. Yeah, that's good. And do you have a newer fireplace too?
Yeah, we have an insert. That's what we burn off as an insert.
Right, so that you would want to be concerned somewhat about the emissions and the fine particulates coming from the fireplace, but if you're burning good hard wood, you're going to minimize that.
Don't burn any of that shiny paper, which
No,
we talked about earlier.
never.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot for calling in, Dennis.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Let's speak to George and Courtney. Hello, George.
Hello there.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, I didn't know at first if you would be interested in my recycling project.
I'm sure we will be.
It's been going since last February. It's not a Christmas-type thing, but I have a fundraiser going for the Variety Club. And I'm recycling any kind of recyclable bottles or cans. And right now I have $4,073 in the bank.
Wow.
For a donation when the telethon comes on.
Right.
I have recycled just aluminum cans. I've kept track, not counting the glass bottles or the plastic pop bottles, just the aluminum can. I have recycled close to 60,000. And I'm trying to hit $4,500. That would be triple my last year's donation. But I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. It's getting pretty close to time, and I don't have just the $4,073 $73 in the bank.
Well, good on you, George. That's very kind of you to do that.
I was wondering, would you object to me giving my phone number in case someone hears this and would like to donate?
Sure, that's fine. Go right ahead.
It's 338-1242.
Okay.
And anybody that wants to donate in the Comox Valley, I would appreciate it greatly.
Oh, great. Well, I hope you get some response to that.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great holiday.
Very good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Now, there's a guy who's using recycling to give himself a good feeling and help some people out. So as you said earlier, Lorenzo, it's just putting some imagination to work in this.
Exactly.
In this thing. And
taking some time, putting some thought and creativity into it. Aluminum is definitely the most valuable product that we collect in the Blue Box program. Containers are going to become even more and more valuable next year once the province does expand their bottle deposit legislation. And so these containers are going to be, sought after for fundraisers like this gentleman's doing.
Okay. Let's speak to Diane in Vancouver.
Hi there.
Hi, Diane.
What I was suggesting is perhaps with old materials, making wrapping paper. And this way you can recycle them from year to year and put old bows or whatever you want. Also, too, our family in general turn around and make something under $10. It has to be homemade. It could be making gem or wooden plaque for one of the kids. And just putting a number and exchanging amongst ourselves. This way we keep costs down. I hope this is helpful.
Oh, that's a great
Thank
idea.
you.
Thanks a lot for calling
Bye-bye.
in. And obviously doing anything at home, Catherine, is a good way to help the environment and without buying needless packaging and that sort of thing.
I think so. And if you could bake cookies, I don't know if you're much of a baker, Mike, that you could bake cookies tonight for all your friends and family and wrap them in tea towels, and that could be your gift wrap.
Not a bad idea.
I think the other thing is, too, is just have a celebration at your house, and that can be your gift to friends and family, is to invite them for a celebration.
Right, you're saying like an open house and just ask people to drop by.
Yeah, they can come by for a minute or for a little longer if they can, and make it very casual, and or have a dinner party where you can actually give a gift of your time and the gift of food to people as well. And you can also give gifts to other people in the name of somebody, so giving a gift that gives twice, so to speak. So
a donation to
a donation to a worthy cause, or go downtown tomorrow, and those are the real street people will be downtown tomorrow morning on Christmas Day, you can imagine, and give them a tin of cookies that and tell somebody you did that in their name.
That's a really nice idea, actually, and probably maybe give you a better feeling than the Old Spice gift set, which I'll be loading up on later after the show. We've got plenty more suggestions coming and your phone calls with our guests, Catherine Malloy and Lorenzo Mele, right after this break, so please stay with us.
Me, here it goes.
I got it. Quit dripping on me.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, guys. Hey.
Worked up a sweat, huh? Yeah, sort of. Got anything interesting? We got pop, orange, purple stuff.
Sunny D,
yeah. Tastes like orange and tangerine. Mine. And it's got vitamins A, B1, and C. Excellent.
Hey, good service.
Hey, way to go, Mom. All right. Sunny Delight is here. It's goodness kids go for.
Climb in and get cozy? I can get into that. And I'm not about to let a big, bulky pad get in the way. So I started using new Always Ultra Thin Overnights. When I lie down, they cover where my regular pad misses. They're longer front to back with wings that cover side to side, so I get better protection where I need it. And they're this thin. This is an idea I'm very comfortable with. New Always Ultra Thin Overnights. Better overnight protection.
There's a new kind of space travel, engineered for shipping non-hazardous liquids in a new form of energy-saving container. One that holds 5 times the volume of steel drums and takes 20% less shipping space. A corrugated container that is so efficient, it not only uses recycled fiber, it is recyclable, reusable, and biodegradable. Spacecraft. Another innovation by Macmillan Bladel, making the most of a renewable resource.
Hi, this is Brian Adams asking you to help support the SPCA.
Tens of thousands of lost, abandoned, and abused animals come into BC shelters every year. It's important to know that the SPCA is not government funded. It relies on the generosity of animal lovers like you to fund their services. Please do what you can to help by adopting an animal or giving a donation of money or time. The animals are depending on us.
Hi, welcome back to Tyabji. I'm Michael Smith of the Vancouver Province newspaper, filling in for Judy this week. And today we're talking about ways to have a green Christmas. And my guests are Catherine Malloy of the Gaia Project. It's a local environmental group here in Victoria, and Lorenzo Mele of the Capital Regional District, and he's their point man on waste and recycling for the Capital Regional District. And Lorenzo, I know that you have a blue box with you there with some ideas, some more environmental ideas. Perhaps you could share those with us.
Yeah. These are all ideas on how to wrap your gifts. So here's the end of a roll from the newsprint, stamps, and you've made your own paper.
Okay.
This is a brown paper bag.
Maybe you could just hold that up and so the camera gets a good look at it.
An old brown paper bag, and we're using a stencil to use some, and watercolors to
so you just
make
dress
a
it
print.
Dress it up a bit.
Using potato prints is a really good thing. Great activity for the kids to be involved in. Here's one using old pie plates.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a fun one. This is another interesting one. This is an old oatmeal container, some scraps of fabric, and
hold it up.
A little bit of glue.
Yeah. Okay.
And away we go. The tags in here are from old Christmas cards. Old Christmas cards we use for all kinds of things. In this case, just a pair of pinking shears and a little ribbon, and then you've got your own gift tag. Here's an image out of a magazine,
right?
Just decorated up on the package. These bags are excellent things to use.
Okay. And all homemade, obviously.
Yeah. Well, this one actually isn't homemade, but the idea is that this bag can be reused over and over again. You don't need to recycle it; it can be reused.
Right. Okay. Obviously, well, you give that as a gift to somebody. I mean, the bag itself is part of the gift.
That's right. Yeah. Here's another idea: using old maps.
Oh wow.
Old out-of-date maps to wrap your gifts.
Not a bad idea.
And flower pot.
And you painted and
it's painted, yeah. And there's the little boxes that are made from old Christmas cards. These are all sort of craft ideas, and you know, you're using your imagination. You're using discarded materials sometimes, and of course they can be reused and over again.
Great idea. I know. It's bringing back memories from my childhood actually, because my dad used to do this kind of stuff. He was great at kind of improvising on wrapping and stuff. But I always had a few friends who were sort of prankster friends. The guys who would get you some tiny little gift that was about that big and then wrap it about 600 times until it was about that big, and the whole thing was an environmental disaster by the time you opened it up. But those are some terrific ideas. Perhaps our callers have some other ideas too. We have Pam on the line from Victoria. Hello, Pam.
Hi.
Thanks for waiting.
Oh, no problem. It wasn't long of a wait.
Oh, good.
I've got an idea that a friend of mine shared with me just before Christmas, actually, on rubber stamping. It sort of goes along with your idea there with the grocery bags.
Right.
But you can make very professional-looking cards, wrapping paper, whatever. And all you need is some scraps of recycled paper. You can buy supplies that you can actually emboss it and it's raised up, or you can use the liquid embroidery and put little puffy things on it. It's just amazing what you can do with rubber stamping, I'm finding out.
This is extremely popular, I'm starting to notice, that people are really catching on to that,
huge.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, well, the first time I heard about it, you think rubber stamping, what can you really do with that? But I was totally impressed.
Yeah.
And I understand that various shops in town hold really inexpensive classes where they'll supply the material and the ideas and just to get you started. So just an idea for some of the listeners.
Great. Excellent idea.
Okay.
Thanks for calling in and sharing it with us.
My pleasure.
Okay. We got a whole bunch of calls here. Lit up like the proverbial Christmas tree. Very appropriate. Carol in Nanaimo.
Oh, in Nanaimo.
Hi.
Hi.
Carol. Hi, Carol.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
How are you doing?
We're doing great.
I've just sort of tuned into your show about 15 minutes ago, and I wanted to share with you one thing I did for my husband for a few years. Is we bought live Christmas trees and planted them in our yard, so we get to see them year after year. And then a few years we bought fruit trees for Christmas.
Wow.
and they just grow away.
And then they just keeps on giving every year with fruit, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful idea. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
That brings up an interesting point I wanted to ask you about, and that's the idea of buying a live Christmas tree. Now, that's kind of it makes a lot of sense because you're not cutting down and killing a tree for the sake of having a Christmas tree, and you can take the tree and actually plant it. Now, is that something that's catching on in terms of popularity?
It's not a huge thing. I think that the cut Christmas trees and artificial Christmas trees are still, have the lion's share of the market. But definitely live trees, live potted trees are popular, and I don't know what the numbers are, but I know that many people do use them. We've used the same live tree we do a display each year at the out-of-hand craft fair at the Victoria Conference Centre, and we've used the same tree for 3 years now. It's donated to us by the Victoria Parks Board, and so we just keep it there in their arboretum, and then we pull it out over the Christmas season, and they haven't outplanted it, so it's fine still. It's in a pot.
So it's still in a pot. It's
That's
been in
right.
a pot for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And eventually it'll get planted in the ground permanently.
Eventually it'll get planted in the ground, yeah, when they find a need for it. But the thing is, it's a bit of a Charlie Brown sort of tree, so it makes a nice tree, though, once it's all decorated. Yeah, and it's alive.
What did Linus say? It just needs a little love to make these Christmas trees look nice.
And some of the live Christmas trees, too, that we do buy are from tree farms, so they're grown specially for that. Just the tops of them are lopped off for our Christmas trees.
Yeah.
And then grown again. So if you like to have the smell of the pine in your house.
That is actually nice. Before we go to a break, we'll speak to Margaret in Cobble Hill. Hi, Margaret.
Lorenzo's probably covered a lot of these thoughts that I had, but using something that's reusable, such as scarves or towels to wrap in, or newspaper, planters, recycling your bows and ribbons for other events. And also, if you're lucky enough to have a tree that is framed by a window in your living room, this year, because I wasn't up to doing a tree inside, we put lights and birdseed so that you could actually look out your window and see the Christmas tree, but it wasn't in your house, so to speak.
Right.
And just using gift certificates, like if you have somebody away from home for long-distance phone calls, maybe you've got a young person that needs to learn to drive, and getting them license lessons or driving lessons. And if you have property and or you have items outside on trees, that you can make wreaths and Yule logs, and then just attach a card to say you've made a donation to your to a charity in that person's name.
Okay, Margaret. Well, thanks a lot for those hints. We've just got to go to a break right now. There's some really good ideas. They're still coming in, and it's not too late to do a lot of this stuff, even though it's getting close to the deadline. But when we come back, we're going to discuss more of these great ideas. So please stay with us on the Tyabji program.
Climb in and get cozy? I can get into that. And I'm not about to let a big, bulky pad get in the way. So I started using new Always Ultra Thin overnights. When I lie down, they cover where my regular pad misses. They're longer front to back with wings that cover side to side, so I get better protection where I need it. And they're this thin. This is an idea I'm very comfortable with. New Always Ultra Thin overnights. Better overnight protection.
You've always known how your touch can comfort your child. Clinical studies have recognized the positive effects of Vicks Vapor Rub for cold symptoms. We call it rub therapy. Combined with your loving touch, Vapor Rub can relieve cold symptoms while comforting your child. The warmth of your touch helps release medicated vapors which quickly relieve your child's nasal congestion and calm coughing from a cold. It also eases aching muscles. Vicks Vapor Rub puts the power to relieve in the palm of your hand.
This Christmas, go wireless. Only your BCTEL Mobility Center has all the latest in wireless communications. Personal pagers, cell phones, and digital PCS, all at over 80 locations. This Christmas, be free. BC Tel Mobility.
Here she is, Miss Center of the Universe.
Here's a cheesy moment you might want to miss. And here's one you don't. So, go get some crackers, apple jelly, and cheddar cheese. Put the cheese on the crackers, spoon on the apple jelly. Voila! You can't get any cheesier. Well, then again, maybe you can. This cheesy moment is just a reminder. When you've got cheese, you've got choice.
Coming up next on the Tyabji program, the next few days, tomorrow, Christmas Day, the show is preempted. No Tyabji show tomorrow. On Boxing Day, there will be a repeat of the Justice Denied program. That will be featuring your regular host, Judy Tyabji. On Monday, Judy is back live. Thank God for that. And she'll be talking about mountain climbers and in Argentina, of all places. And then on Tuesday, hormones in our food. Yikes. That'll be the topic on Tuesday with Judy Tyabji. And I'm Mike Smith filling in for Judy for today. And we've been talking about ways to have an environmentally green Christmas and ways to have a frugal Christmas, ways to save a few bucks. And I know that, Catherine, you're involved in a very unique program. I've never heard of this before. It's called the Car Share Co-op.
Right,
program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Victoria Car Share Co-op. We're a registered not-for-profit cooperative, and actually it's a good big ticket item if you want to get a Christmas gift like that. It's people that collectively own and share vehicles together. So it costs $500 to join, and that can be 2 family members that then have use of the vehicles. And in fact, a little hint is that we're actually just placing for Christmas morning, our members will have a 1995 7-passenger van to use. It'll be parked in Fernwood now.
So it's kind of like a timeshare. You buy a piece of a car,
right?
A timeshare in a car, almost like a timeshare in a condo in Florida, but this way you got a car. And I guess you make a reservation beforehand so you can
That's right.
book the times, the days that you want to use the car, and it's a way to save money that way.
That's exactly right. You can use it for half an hour, or you can book it up to 2 weeks, whatever suits you, and you can use it as many times a month as you want, and at the end of the month you get an invoice based on your usage.
Very interesting idea. I've never heard of that before. Now, if people are interested in that, where should they?
They could call 995-0265.
All right. Very interesting idea. Program is rapidly winding up here. It's really flown by with such an interesting topic, so we want to get to some more calls, and we're going to speak to Mitch in Vancouver.
Hi.
Hi, Mitch.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
I'm actually from Victoria, but I'm here in Vancouver over the holidays.
Okay.
I belong to a program called Inner City Youth Works in Victoria on Pandora Street.
Familiar with that, yes.
And we are ultra heavy in the recycling there. I mean, everything that comes in, all donations get recycled, and either they go to the staff, the youth, or they go into the stores so they can be resold, and the money gets put back into Inner City Youth Works. I mean, we are a nonprofit organization, and we have composting. Cans and bottles get recycled. Essentially, there's almost nothing gets put to waste.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is recycled and re-put back into the program.
Well, it's interesting that I've heard about your program. I know it's real successful, and I know that Victoria is one of the best recycling cities in the country. I
Oh yeah. Oh, by far.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Vancouver. I've been here for 20 years, and I've never seen a city that is so recyclable like Victoria.
Uh-huh. So you think they're doing a better job of recycling here on the island?
By far.
Is that right? So these Vancouver people better get on the
Victoria
job.
is miles ahead of Vancouver in the recycling.
Wow.
I think that could be partly because we live on an island and we have to get it off the island. But I'd just like to say that I did buy some stuff from the Inner City Youth Store for Christmas gifts, and they have some fantastic stuff there.
Great. Well, thanks for calling, Mitch.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Let's speak to Elizabeth and Duncan. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
Thank you. I thought you might like to know that my husband recycles Christmas trees and makes them into walking canes.
Oh.
Of course, they have to be the right size. You don't want a 10-foot one. But some of them are quite nice.
That's an interesting idea.
Yes.
Sort of makes them into a shillelagh, kind of an Irish shillelagh.
Well, sort of, yes. If the branches are arranged nicely. He leaves the stubs on the cane, but if they're not, he smooths it off and shapes the handles a bit and that sort of thing.
Oh, that's very nice. And does he give those away as gifts?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea.
Excellent idea.
Once I'm not sure I have the expertise to do something like that. Maybe there's lots of people out there who are pretty handy. They could probably accomplish something like that.
Yes.
Well, great, Elizabeth. Thanks a lot for phoning in with that idea.
Thank you.
That's terrific. Obviously, there's lots of ways to recycle, and you're limited only by your imagination. Are there any other hints? What about different ideas? Someone told me today a great idea would be to build a composting box for a friend. Actually get somebody into it, encourage someone to recycle.
Excellent idea. Yeah, I've given composters for Christmas presents before and for birthday presents, the large plastic type.
Right.
But building one out of wood and wire mesh, I mean, that's an excellent idea.
Pallets. You could use pallets to build it too.
Sometimes people need that sort of little push, that little added incentive to participate in some of these things.
Right, because as you were saying, once people get on the recycling road, it tends to become second nature after a point.
It starts to make sense, and it's common sense to recycle and to reduce waste.
Right. Well, I want to thank both of you for coming in, because the time has flown by. You've brought in some excellent ideas and some excellent examples of ways you can have a green Christmas this year. Even though we don't have a white Christmas, we can still have a green Christmas.
Thanks for inviting us.
So, Catherine Malloy of the Gaia Project, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And Lorenzo Mele of the Capital Regional District, keep recycling.
Right on.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And thanks very much, both of you, for coming in. If you want to contact us here at the Tyabji program, here's how you do it. You write to Tyabji, 780 Kings Road, Victoria, BC, V8T5A2. The fax number is 250-389-1226. Email is tyabji@wic.ca. And the website, excellent website for the Tyabji program, www.checktv.com. And that's how you can get in touch with us. This is my last day on the program. Judy will be back on a repeat program on Friday, and she'll be back with you live on Monday, and we'll come right back to wrap things up.
Ooh, here's a cheesy moment you might want to miss. And here's one you don't. Take nachos, peppers, grated mozzarella. Cover the nachos with cheese. Sprinkle on the peppers. And heat until the cheese is melted. That's so cheesy. Ooh, it's scary. But this cheesy moment is just a reminder. When you've got cheese, you've got choice.
We both have colds. Why is he upping at him? And I'm so tired and cranky and headachy, I can't even get started. Why? Because last night when he said...
Let's take NyQuil so we can feel better in the morning.
I said, why? What's the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever, so you could rest medicine got to do with morning, silly? He took it. I took these. He got rest. I didn't. Why?
Vicks NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, stuffy head fever, so you can feel better the next morning medicine.
Hi, this is Daniel Clover from Remax Ports West, Victoria's top producing real estate company in its class. In my business, it's always important to look your best, and that's why I shop at Master Clothiers on the corner of Fort and Blanchard. Quality clothing at an affordable price. So if you're considering buying or selling a home, call me, Daniel Clover, at 592-1007. If you're looking for quality clothing at an affordable price, Master Clothiers, Fort and Blanchard.
It's Christmas time at Woodgrove Center.
Santa is in the building 7 days a week from now till Christmas. Get photos with Santa, get your gifts wrapped, and take advantage of Woodgrove's extended holiday hours. There's more sounds of Christmas at Woodgrove Center.
We'll share the joys of the season. It's Christmas time and more at Woodgrove Center.
Well, I don't know about you, but I came up with some great last-minute gift ideas on the program today, and I'll be heading out right now to try and use some of the ideas we came up with on the program. Thanks very much for joining us. Have a great Christmas. Remember, it's not what you buy, but it's the thought behind it. I'm Mike Smith of the Vancouver Province newspaper. See you on page 6.